Hey guys, Harv here, and welcome back to our That's No Moon base. This is the series in which we take viewer-submitted utilities and make a moon base out of them. And we've already done this. We've already taken viewer-submitted utilities. Now we are coming upon the end of the series. It's been 10 episodes so far, this is number 11, and we're going to have number 12 be the finale of our That's No Moon base. It's been a good series. It's been my most successful series of all time, actually. Sorry. That was me knocking the pop filter. Sorry. It's been my most successful series of all time, and I've got to thank you all for watching it for this. This is the most recent utility we have here, our shuttle, that we brought down in the... Oh, backflip. Nice. Well done. Well done. We brought down in our most recent episode. And we've got all these various different ones submitted by various different wonderful people. So, today, rather than taking in any more viewer submitted utilities, because I didn't actually ask for any at the end of the previous episode, rather than taking any more and landing in, let's actually use our base. Let's actually put it to some use. So we've got a few tasks that we want to do today. And the first one, I think, is going to be to refuel that shuttle, get it back into orbit, take some people up there, bring some people down, and we'll see what else we can do from there. So we're going to detach our what's it called, the moon tractor and the fuel carrier that came with our living quarters, detach both of them from the hangar, and we're going to keep them, actually. Yeah, we're going to keep those two, I think. We're going to have to detach that flipper thing at some rate. Why are we trying to dock this thing back on? What's the plan? What's the reason for doing this? Well, we'll dock it back on. And that's right, because we need to refuel. That's it. We need to refuel the thing. So we've got to have room in order to transfer fuel into from the correct source. Because technically, okay, we have fuel in there, we can put that straight into the thing, and the same amount of fuel will be used. But we have a different module specifically for this purpose. Our refueling station, or whatever it's called. Refueling tanker, refueling something else, I don't know. But whatever it is, we're going to drive over there now and get fuel from that to put in our shuttle. That's what it's for. Lots of driving around, lots of different stuff going on. Lots of fuel being passed to and from. So now prepare for some very inept docking. Why didn't I cut this out? I should have cut this out in editing. The problem is, and the reason why this series is ending, and I'm not going to say ending so soon because it has been 12 episodes. That's the length of a usual season series, isn't it? It's kind of that long usually, maybe, kind of thing. Well, I'm actually running at 5 frames per second now as I move things around the base. And I don't even think it's 5. I think it's less than 5 frames per second, but that's what my DX story counter tells me. And it makes judging things extremely difficult. Seriously. You'd think I wouldn't be able to anymore. Just turn, and then go straight forwards, and I'm always just slightly off and slight angle and won't dock properly. And it never seems to quite work. And of course I can't judge really how far I'm moving because everything's happening so slow that it's hard to perceive major change over that length of time. So this is sped up to 4 times speed to bring it up to 20 frames per second, so it looks actually fairly smooth. I'm watching it back now, it actually looks pretty nice. You'll notice 1080p! Recording in 1080p, that didn't help the performance, did it now? No, not whatsoever. But it does make the whole video look quite a bit nicer. So let's come in for the final time. Can we get it right? Can we get it right? Just slam it in. Go on, dock. Work. Why isn't it working? It can't be the alignment. We've tried too many times. It can't be the... Let's move this thing out the way, okay? Let's try with just this little bit. We'll make that thing go over way. We'll put its brakes on. We'll park it over there. And now let's try again. Come on, straight up. Straight up. That's got to be straight. Why? It won't work. Why won't it work? Surely it's straight. Surely... What? Oh. Hang on. Hang on a second. Is it that it's not straight aligned properly? Or is it something else? just slam it in frustration. Doesn't seem to be working. Hang on, look at it. It's a bit low, isn't it? Well, we have a way of dealing with this. We have fuel and we have VTOL engines. If we turn on the front ones, then we can just lift the nose up and dock straight onto it. All that time, I probably just needed to lift the nose up a little. That's the problem with trying to get standardization and not really, and having it based on something that you can't really standardize, because these wheels have suspension, so under different gravities they're going to work differently, they're going to be at different heights. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We've docked now and everything's back together in one piece now over here, docked to our refueling tanker, and what we're going to do is fill our tanks we have on these moon tractor and the living quarters thing with fuel from this big orange tank. And once we've got all that filled, we can undock from it, and now it's on to the shuttle. So we're going to come around, we'll take all our precious fuel over from here and over to the shuttle. People were asking me, how are you going to have a proper moon base without, you know, without actually mining Kethane or something else? It's like, well, this is a proper moon base, isn't it? This thing works. We're moving fuel around, we're refueling things, we're carrying out missions and tasks. It works perfectly fine with vanilla parts. Vanilla all the way. Favourite flavour of ice cream. So we're going to bring it in, and now it's time to dock. But are we going to get the same problem? And unfortunately, if we try and dock this way, if we do have the same problem, we haven't got any engines at the back to lift this thing up. Let's look at it, and yes, it's too low. Well, we don't have engines, but we do have some big landing gear sticking out the side of this moon tractor. I tell you, this thing is the most useful utility we've got, probably. I'm not entirely sure about that, but lifted that up using landing gears just to prop it up, and it manages to lift the entire thing and dock it on, and it's perfect. And then we undock it and lift them back in, and once again we're back on our way. So we've now successfully refueled what little fuel was used, and we've got this Kerbal over here, having spent quite a long time sitting mounted onto the side of one of the tanks of the shuttle. It's time for him to get back to the living quarters, I think. He's done his shift. So, excuse me, unfortunately there's actually no place for him to go, so he's kind of clinging on the side of the command module. Yeah, we haven't got an actual place. If I was going to add any more utilities, then that's probably what I'd want. A place to actually put Kerbals as they move around, they get dragged around by this tractor. Because this tractor is actually what we're using to move everyone everywhere, and it's what we're doing for everything. It's really, really rather useful, isn't it? But we don't need it for the specific task that we're doing right now, because we've got a mission in mind for the Kerbal driving that tractor. So we're going to take this small refueling bit back to the hangar, because we don't need it anymore. So we're just going to drive it over here, and it's going rather slowly. Don't really know why it's going this slowly. I mean, for me it's going 1/4 of the speed you're watching right now, so it really is going rather slowly. Even though I'm driving forwards or driving backwards, depending on the orientation, it's not quite working. Which is all really rather strange. Well, we'll get that Kerbal off. We'll make him do some acrobatics, get him in. This isn't working. And as we get slightly up this hill, we stop, and no matter what I do, no matter how I try to drive, we seem to not really be going anywhere. There's something intrinsically wrong with this module, and I don't know what it is. But at any rate, it doesn't seem capable of driving itself. So now that we've delivered our Kerbal, and he's had his break, I guess we're just going to go and reattach this thing back on. Because it doesn't seem to be working by itself, so I guess we're going to have to lug it around a bit longer. Now the mission we have in mind, as we just ram it in there, dock it, there we go. The mission we have in mind for this guy is something to do with the very reason we're here. The Neil Armstrong Memorial. The site, the coordinates of the first moon landing of mankind on the moon is now the site of the first moon base of Kerbals on the moon. And we're going to go have a look at this thing, because this is a very weird thing to have. It actually represents something quite interesting in the Kerbal universe, which is there's a flag there. And on that flag is an American texture. Who made that in the Kerbal universe? Where's America? Where's America in on Kerbin. Well, we're going to inspect this a little bit, and in fact, just had an stroke of inspiration. How about we plant our own flag here? Yeah, you and your American flag. Yeah, we'll have our own flag, our Kerbal flag. This is our moon now. This moon belongs to the Kerbals. It's all good here. So we'll just drop that there. We'll do some more acrobatics. These Kerbals really are quite talented, aren't they? And we'll waddle back over to our ship, our tractor, get in it. Having successfully planted a flag, admittedly it's not as big, but you know, I think they're just compensating for something. We have our good own diddy little flag right next there on the monument. It's quite cool that you can actually plant flags up there. That was the test. We were going to see whether we could plant flags on the top of that thing. We weren't totally just going to mess about or anything. But mission completed, successfully logged in the Kerbal database back on Kerbin. It's being beamed back there as we speak. We're now going to drive this thing back to our hangar, because now that we've done that, it's actually time for the shuttle to depart once more. So we'll skid to a halt, we'll brake, and we'll, okay, for some reason open those landing gear. We'll get out on any random Kerbal, don't know who he is. He's probably assigned to the next shift on the space station. Maybe. I mean, we don't really have any database records anymore on Kerbal, not since the forums got wiped and everything went down and we lost all of our data. So we don't really know whose job it is to do anything really anymore. People are just pretending. And like this guy is trying to get on the side of this command module to also be on the side, it's not working. Oh, someone's just painted on those textures. There's not actually a ladder there. And he'll celebrate by he'll celebrate by doing a front flip. These Kerbals, I swear, people don't know this, but Kerbals are actually really acrobatic. They just love doing front flips, doing barrel rolls, aileron rolls. They love spinning around crazily fast. Spinning around crazily fast being something that is going to be happening to them very soon in a upcoming video. Keep an eye out. For those of you who might know what this entails, spinning around very fast and crashing into things as our uncontrollable tractor goes crashing into the side of the shuttle. We're lucky that something didn't get broken, but anyway, that guy's jumped onto his seat at the side, taking the place vacated by our recent Kerbal, and now we're going to get this guy out. For some reason we're going to hang him onto the side, and we're going to try and swap to the Kerbal on the side. There we go, we've got him. We'll put him on this seat over here. We should really have 3 Kerbals so that everything could be quite symmetrical, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to have this main guy back in his command pod any minute now. If we can just swap to him. Can we? No? No, we're still on the ship. We can't seem to swap to that Kerbal on the ladder. It says that you can't switch vessels while on the ladder, and you can't time accelerate whilst on the ladder, and you can't switch vessels whilst on the ladder. But we can't switch to the Kerbal in order to get him off the ladder. You know what? I'm tired of this. Let's just go for it. He'll hang on to the side. He'll be fine. Oh, what's that on the map? Hang on. Oh, okay, he fell off. Okay, time for him to get back into his command pod. That's one way of getting him off the ladder. I mean, if you can't time accelerate, you can't change ships, you can't swap to the guy to get him off. You might as well thrust away and wait for him to fall off of his own accord. He'll come down when he's ready. Just leave him. So we'll use his RCS precious fuel to maneuver him over to the thing. Bearing in mind we're not in orbit yet. This thing, as we shoot past it, this thing is on its way down to the ground. I think, unless we're still at the apoapsis, but it's going to be falling down very soon. We need to get in that command pod. We need to retake control of the ship. And yes, we are falling back down. So we can advance SAS on, we can burn, and try and get into our orbit to dock with our space station. Another one of our utilities, the Bullseye Station. We never really got used. There are actually cannons on there for shooting Kerbals down. I tried, didn't go so well. I mean, I say that we haven't got any databases since the forums went down. There may have been some information that someone may have wanted to not reach the light of day ever again because it reflected badly on their space program. So, someone may have crash the forums to delete those databases, but you know, it's all really it's all just guessing at this point in time. We don't really know the real reason why the Kerbals don't have any records of space flights on the moon base recently, but everything's fine. Everything's going well. Morale is good on the moon base, and that is the story of why we're not using the Bullseye Station. So we're going to rendezvous with it, and we're going to try and kind of stay away from it because reasons. And as we try and get our maneuver node quickly in, my screen goes black because I haven't touched the mouse in 15 minutes. There we go, we're getting our closest encounter 3 kilometers away, 1.9, oh, 0.2, okay. Wow, that's a close encounter. Close encounter with an alien species, no, just with a space station. And there is the cupola inside view, getting this thing round. And basically the mission now is just to swap some Kerbals over. We're going to stay a good distance away from this ominous space station, but we're going to bring our Kerbals up to the base, put them inside because it's their turn to man down the fortress, and then we're going to get some Kerbals out of it and bring them back down to the base. That is the plan. So we'll just do some burning, not quite cancel out our relative velocity, cancel out our relative lateral velocity, I guess, because we want to be going straight towards it, and we go straight towards it, and we're going to slow down at some point if we just turn quickly and slow down, no, slow down, right, no, oh, the solar panel, oh, mind the solar panel, oh, and the thing's spinning, oh, someone's going to have to pay for that, oh, god. Well, this pilot really is quite inept, isn't he? I'd be interested in seeing his stats. Yeah, this pilot has a habit of getting people killed. I mean, he was hanging out on the ladder, and I'm not talking about me. Oh no, I'm not talking about me. I don't have a habit of getting people killed. No. It's this Kerbal. It's all his fault. All him and his ladder hanging on the side of his command module, all pretty, whilst we were trying to switch to him and trying to get him to do his duty to save his fellow crewmen. We're going to bring this thing down. We're going to bring it next to the station, and we're going to just get in close without killing any more Kerbals, hopefully. And we shall throttle those RCS jets. We do have a fair amount of RCS on this ship. It's actually quite useful, being able to maneuver around. Although it is weird because it's in a 3-prong symmetry thing. I'm doing hand gestures again. I'm going to the screen with my fingers. 3-pronged, three-pronged. Oh, you can't see me. Oh, never mind. Oh, this guy's trapped underneath a landing leg. Well, this design's really good. Yeah, the design of this utility is perfect, and they just got trapped underneath the. He nearly died. He could have died from that. But anyway, we're going to get him on his habitation module. It's his turn to man down the fortress after being trapped inside the landing leg. That's actually really funny. I want to see that happen again at some point. We'll have to use that again and see if that kind of thing happens. And, yep, so we have put one guy into our station. We've taken one guy out. And that's about it, I think. I think that's about it. Yeah. We actually don't need to get anyone out. We don't need to bring anyone back down. That was just delivering up to the station. So we'll time warp. We'll get round to this side of the moon, this side of the moon, until we can see that's no moon base just on the horizon over there. Gonna deorbit. Still got plenty of fuel. Of course, if we actually dock to it, which we can do, we did in the previous episode, it just takes quite a while. If we dock to it, we could have topped up our fuel reserves, but no matter, because we've got plenty of fuel down on the surface of the moon anyway. And we could do this all again if we wanted to. We could do this entire thing again with a different, weird kind of random mission inside. But anyway, we're going to bring this thing down, just bring it gently down, we're going to make it land, and that's going to be basically the episode of just doing stuff around the moon base. No particular goal, we're just gonna we just have been moving things around and generally managing our area It's quite fun. This is an aspect of KSP that I think everyone should get around to doing at some point. Managing a base is really, really fun. And it takes quite a lot of skill as well, if I do say so myself. So having successfully managed his base, HOCgaming will now, why am I talking third person? We, this Kerbal inside this capsule, will now land this thing, and once again we'll call upon our trusty tractor. Trusty tractor, that's what we should call it, the trusty tractor. And we're going to call upon this thing to come and get him. And I say get him, and I mean get him, because he's been a right nuisance. He's killed 2 Kerbals by jetting them down using no, wait, that was me. No, we're going to get him out, we're going to put him on the side. We're going to cling him back onto the... Oh, that's the side with no ladder. We're going to cling him onto the side with a ladder. Who would paint that on? Who, really? Who back at KSC was painting the textures? You know, presumably they just have paint, some acrylic of something that they slap onto the side to make them look nice. I mean, you know, all those security warnings aren't actually to be used, you know. They're just to look nice, obviously. And as 2 Kerbals learned. So, yeah, I wonder who was painting it and who decided, well, we got ladders on one side, but we don't have the budget to actually cut ladders into the other side. But it doesn't look symmetrical. So I think we better just put some paint on there whilst we've got it lying around. You know, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I'm sure no one will notice. It's not like they actually need ladders or anything. Oh yeah, and this watchtower. Upside down there. This watchtower, we brought it down, we got the guy out and put him in the living quarters because, you know, he deserved a break. But we never actually put anyone back in it. So we're going to imprison, we're going to put the guy who's responsible for all those deaths inside the watchtower, the lookout tower. And now, finally, as the last thing we do, we can do a pretty cool power slide. And that's it. And then we'll dock on all our bits and bobs back together to the pieces. So we can just bring this thing round, dock our living quarters counterweight fuel tank Rover onto the side of the hangar. There we go, and he should dock any moment now. There we go. And now we'll take our tractor, we'll open up those landing gear at the back, so useful, and we'll dock them on. So the penultimate video of That to the Moon base has now come to a close as we dock our trusty tractor back onto the hangar, and there we go. And that's it. That's our moon base. Almost completed. We have one more episode. One more episode to do something funny or something entertaining with this moon base. Leave that to me, and we'll find out in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching this video. It really has been quite enjoyable, hasn't it? Just moving things around, taking a look over all of our utilities. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one, for the finale of the moon base. If you liked the video, please do like the video, and I shall see you all next time. Hey guys, Harv here with something very different coming at you right now. This is something I've been planning very tentatively for a couple of weeks now, and it's finally getting ever closer. We're 2 weeks away from the start of my Kerbal Polar Expedition, a series of daily live streams in which we're going to be doing about 3 hours or so at a time, live streams where I'm going to drive from the Kerbal Space Center all the way up to the North Pole. It's something that's going to take approximately 20 hours or so, best guess. That's allowing for several failures, level crashes, and something probably completely unexpected. In those different live streams, we're going to be having various guests. I've already got confirmations from Ryan, the Solar Gamer, XX the Goldfish XX, who has previously done a 24-hour charity live stream. And yes, this one will be a charity live stream as well. We're going to be supporting the charity water, in fact. More people die from drinking dirty water than all forms of violence, and that includes war. It's the statement that's on the very front of the Charity Water website, and it's something that has got quite a bit of attention a while ago, but I haven't noticed anything recently. It's still such a worthy cause, and it's what I've chosen to back in our live stream. We've got a campaign page which can be seen by clicking any of the links either on the screen right now or in the description below. And it's basically just a little summary of what my mission is, my mission statement, to basically just do some good with this massive audience that I've managed to amass. And it's something that's been nagging me for a while, and this is my solution to it. I've got all of you guys watching my videos, and I feel like I'm just sitting here making entertainment, which is fine, but I feel like I've got the potential to really do some good, and hopefully promoting this cause is one way to achieve that. So come on down, the details are all on the screen right now. We're going to be streaming, as I said, daily for 3-hour sessions from midday to 3 PM GMT on the days Monday the 5th of August to Friday the 9th of August. It's a time when a lot of people are probably away on holiday, but hopefully there'll be many around to tune in. So please do come and support us, please do come watch the stream. Gonna have a lot of fun, probably a lot of hilarity will ensue, and I'm going to hopefully see you there.